We have not seen an All-Ireland knockout competition at the Premier Club level for 9 years. Its re-emergence in 2023 provided a sense of irony with its new name. We have waited quite a while for this Lynk Cup. And this is the final of the Lynk Cup. And it is between Portmore United and Cavalier SC. Wherever you're watching all over the world, thank you so much for joining our coverage here on the Home of Champions. My name is Donald Oliver. I'm hanging out with Leger Williams. We are reporting to you that it's 29 degrees Celsius, humidity at 75%, and the wind going at 13 kilometers per hour. Yep. We're in the middle of a drought, but maybe the rain stay away this evening. As we see, it's partly cloudy. This is how they got to this point. Cavalier, of course, got the better of Mount Pleasant, and done beholden, while Portmore United, they defeated Malines United and Harbourview to reach this final. Now it's time to hear from the coaching staff as they prepare for this grand finale, starting with Portmore United and Philip Williams.
Philip, final match of the season. Portmore United, a 3-time champion in this tournament. What does this kind of game mean to you and the club?
I mean, yeah, we are 3-time finalist champion for this title. But I mean, it's been a while. I think it's 2017 since we have been here, and to be here means a lot. And definitely, if we can take home the title, it would form a catalyst in terms of bringing some fresh faces and talents to the club, and I mean, even the community itself pull back some more of the spectators, supporters.
Yeah, it's been a lot longer than 2017 actually, but tell me from your perspective, albeit at a lower level, you've been to finals before. Tell me about the occasion for you. Do you feel like you yourself, Philip Williams, not the players, are under more pressure to deliver?
I think this is my 5th final as a coach between the schoolboy level and this. I haven't won as yet, so definitely I've set the bar high for myself, and a title is something that I want, and it brings some amount of pressure. But definitely I'm relaxed. We are confident in our preparation, and I'm confident in what we have done so far, and we hopefully at the end of the night we will have a title.
And the Premier League for the team, not the most consistent set of performances, but Portmore has looked at different units in the Lynk Cup. What is it about the knockout competition here in the Lynk that has made a difference for Portmore?
I mean, when the Lynk Cup started, is when we basically were at full force in terms of our attacking strength. So probably that's where you see the uptick in performance in terms of or what we're doing in the final third of the pitch. But the defense line has been doing well for us all season. I mean, just a pity the season ended before we really wanted it to.
Leger, you've been taking a look at this Portmore United team. What are the keys for them and the players in particular?
Well, Portmore are a team full of variety, and there's no greater example of that than their key striker, Siobhan Walsh. He's a man that can do everything in terms of what he brings to an attack. He looks from his frame as a really powerful striker, but he has all of the deft touches. He can move in and around the box, outside of the box, link up play, and of course, he is Lynk Cup, the top goal scorer. 6 goals, 3 braces. And then you have to talk about who is providing for him, the wing players. That moves from fullback all the way up to the type of attacking midfielders that they have that like to drift to the flank. We talk about Alvinus Myers, who has assisted Siobhan Walsh on more than one occasion, and additionally Emilia Rousseau, who has 2 assists for him as well. And they have to start games fast. Too often towards the end of the JPL season, we saw Portmore fall behind in games. Even in their semi-final clashes with Harbourview, they fell behind on 2 occasions and managed to claw it back. If they want to beat Cavalier, they have to beat them from the start.
Well, speaking of Cavalier, we get to hear what they have to say and what they're thinking ahead of this finale. Let's hear from Rudolph Speed, Technical Director.
Coach Speed, a chance for your first silverware of the season, but you've been inactive for a while. How confident are you with the charges coming into this one in terms of sharpness?
No, we have played every week. We're playing semi-final of the of the Lynk Cup. So definitely, I don't think it will affect us much.
In terms of the team you're up against, normally very organized team it is, but twice in the Premier League, you've scored 2 against them. What are you expecting from them today?
Oh well, a different game all over. They are so hard to break down. But this is a knockout. I think they will approach it a little bit different because they would want to force a result too. So I think we're up against it though, because this is their last game for the season, while we're thinking about Monday and some other day.
Yeah, I was about to come to that one next. In terms of, I know you'd have split vision here, one eye still set on Monday, but how does that affect your team selection today?
No, it didn't though. We're going to our strongest team, and then we try to use science to recover for the Monday game.
Oh, so we're looking for a sharp response from you today. In terms of your team high press and intensity in the game, is that something we're to expect from the start today?
Oh yeah, well, we'll play our normal game, as you know, in transition as quick as we can. But also, I think this is one of those games that you don't want to give the opposition too much of the ball, so it will be a fairly balanced game today.
And we must admit that Cavalier is a really attractive team, and it's good that they have their striker back in Shanil Thomas.
Yeah, Portmore United are the only team that have a talisman striker in their ranks. Shanil Thomas has been out for quite some time, but my God, didn't he come back into the lineup with a bang? 2 goals in that semi-final second leg against Dumbo Holding. But it's not only goals that he offers, it's also his ability to press from the front, and this Cavalier team is really maniacal in the way that they press all over the field, from the defenders into the strikers as well. And those defenders, they are a feared unit. They have lost Richard King, a national defender, but when it comes on to their ability to defend the box, in terms of their captain Kyle Ming, and of course all of their other central defenders, these teams, they definitely know how to defend.
Yep, incredible so far that we are on the verge of starting this final. For the last 9 years, we have been observers of the best knockout competitions for clubs all over the world. Tonight we are participants, and the Sterling finale takes place right here at Sabina Park as Jamaica welcome the excitement and thrill of a knockout tournament on its shores once again. Dwight Jeremiah, Chris Taylor, they're downstairs.
Yeah, Chris, a very exciting final we're expecting here tonight. I'll start looking at the Cavalier. I mean, you talk about Shanil Thomas, as we just heard Lijay mention, a very good focal point for Cavalier. Pacey, and came to the fore in that semi-final against Dumbo Holden. 2 goals to his name in that game. He really was a live wire and is coming to his own at the right time. He got a second goal there in that game, which we'll see come up after this one. But a smart finish here, open his body, place it to that far side. Lovely finish from him, and he'll be expected to carry the line for them through the middle of that front 3 this time around. His second goal got over the line just before Anderson trying to take it from him.
And he's been showing that talent since high school, of course, when he won with Jamaica College and so on. That composure in front of goal, inside the box and so on. Good pass as well. And he missed the first part of the season with Cavalier, so excellent to see him coming into his form more and more and getting on the score sheet as well. He'll be integral today.
In terms of their pressing as well, this Cavalier team, they press from the front. Energetic because of their youthfulness, but they really channel you into an area where they can win the ball. Numbers up in the middle of the park, they put you under pressure. Just look at it there, where we see them just closing down, incessant pressure, and it's side to side for their opponent, and then they wait for that trigger, and then they pounce and win that ball back. But they really want to win the ball closer to the attacking third, and when they do that, they really can hurt you, because they're very good in transition as well. Their attacking transition and play is exceptional, probably the best in the league, and they're the turnover, and then they go on the run. So I'm looking forward to see that from them as well, this Cavalier team.
And the ability to press with pace as well, as you said, the likes of Colin Anderson, Ronaldo Webster in the starting lineup, and then you have Gadale Irvin, who will use the width as well. So that is an impressive point for Cavalier, and something that Portmore will have to be wary of.
In terms of their defending as well, they've been very good, just conceded 1 goal in all of the Lynk Cup so far. So again, while they are very, very good going forward, it have not been lost on them that the game is in 2 phases, attack and defense, and they are really difficult to break down. Up against another organized team, but so far just one team has been able to beat them.
Yeah, and coming up against Portmore as well. Talk about Siobhan Walsh. 3 braces so far in the Lynk Cup for their big centre forward. He's been excellent. 2 goals against Malines, 2 as well before that against Arnett Gardens, and then 2 against Harbourview. His performance has certainly been excellent right throughout, and it's been great to see. So yeah, he's certainly with a special focal point up front, and using the width as well, the likes of Emilia Rousseau coming in the wide areas, and Alvinus Myers. That will be the strength for Portmore, and bringing into likes, as you said, the likes of, well, within the middle of the park, Alex Marshall, who plays as that hybrid position as a second forward, as the attacking midfielder. So yeah, a lot to come with.
A lot to come with, and so we expect a very intense game. So we'll hear back to Donald. We'll throw back to Donald and Leger, and let's hear what they have to say before the 2 teams take the field.
You take a look on the faces of some of the players and you wonder what's going through their minds right now. Nervous moments possibly. There are a number of youngsters on display, but mind you, a lot of them would have been in a position like this before, whether it was at the schoolboy football level or even at the club level, because they've won a Premier League title already, Cavalier especially.
Yeah, a lot of players that know what it feels like to win, as you mentioned, not only at the schoolboy level but also all across senior football as well. So there won't be too many nervous faces. I think both of these teams will be raring to go. Both coaches will be raring to go, and I can't wait to watch this game.
Neither can I. It's almost time, and we can report football in Jamaica has been made whole once more. The Premier League ongoing, the knockout competition tonight concluding, and now a battle emerging for the first trophy of the season. These are the days of a footballer's life. A showpiece finale, a stadium filled with fans and minds filled with purpose. Cavalier and Portmore United are champions in their own rights, but the team originally from Clarendon is clearly the powerhouse. On either side of their reincarnation from Hazard United, they have been to the final of the All-Ireland knockout competition on 7 occasions. But they have the same amount of titles as their opponents, both of them looking now for a 4th crown. Again, we welcome you to our coverage on the home of champions. The sponsors are here, the fans are here, and the players are ready to show up. And we now pause for the playing of the national anthem. We must admit that these 2 clubs don't really have the strongest support in the country, but even that, I'm a little bit disappointed with the crowd on hand for this final, but maybe more will be coming a little bit later on.
Yeah, you know, Jamaicans are usually fashionably late. Not us though.
Not us. Greeting party, of course, led by Raymond Anderson of the Jamaica Football Federation. But yeah, well-known faces on both sides, Portmore United and Cavalier. who will make a name for themselves tonight? That is the question. Both sets of players know each other very well. So too the captains. The returning Seagull Knight, we haven't seen him for a few weeks. Where's the captain's armband for Portmore United? He's on the left. On the right, of course, is Kyle Ming. Stefan Dua is in charge of the final. Jermaine Singh and Joshua Jackson will assist him. Christopher Mason is the fourth official.
Battle of the two number 7 skippers running along the spine of each team. Referee with their symbolic sign of companionship. So too the teams.
Yep, and these are the teams. Portmore United, of course, Benjamin Williams, hero of their semi-final knockout win, of course, is between the sticks. The rest of the starting lineup sees Rudolph Austin, Stephen Young, Emilio Rousseau, Seagull Knight. As I said, the captain returning from injury, Lester Joseph. Alongside him in the middle of the park, Alvinus Myers, Gawain Austin, Lamar Walker, Alex Marshall and Siobhan Walsh up top. They're coached by Philip Williams.
Yeah, the returning captain Seagull Knight, as you mentioned, he has been out for quite some time. He's back to add some steel, but more importantly, more composure in the middle of the park.
As we take a look at the starting lineup for Cavalier, Jadine White, of course, between the six. Adrian Reed Jr., Nikashe Murray, Giovanni Leng, Kyle Ming, Gadale Irving, Colin Anderson, Ronaldo Barrett, Shaniel Thomas, Christopher Ainsworth and Ronaldo Webster complete the starting lineup for Cavalier. Technical director, of course, without speed.
Yeah, no surprises at all with the lineup of Cavalier. Expect them to try and start quickly. I said that Portmore should try to, but Cavalier, they're known to start quickly. They're known to try and hit teams immediately. And it's up to Portmore to try and stave off what will be certainly a very relentless Cavalier team looking to gain their 4th All-Ireland knockout trophy. Rudolph Speed looking to gain his 2nd trophy in just less than 3 years, really. Cavalier, the only team that still has the option of winning a domestic double here in Jamaica. Portmore looking to stop them. The winningest team, quite possibly, in Jamaica senior men's football history. We're only moments away from the Lynk Cup Final.
Everything is in place and we are ready for kickoff, and we're on the way for the 2023 Lynk Cup Final. Portmore United in their traditional white and blue and red. Cavalier, of course, in full black. Portmore will be kicking towards downtown Kingston, while Cavalier will be kicking towards the new Kingston area. And in the pre-game show we spoke about the pressing of Cavalier. This is the final game of the season for Portmore United. Of course, they didn't make it into the playoffs of the Jamaica Premier League. The Cavalier, they do have a semi-final to look ahead to on Monday night, but surely they're not thinking about that at the moment.
Their semi-final on Monday is against a team who played in the game right before this one, although a heavily rotated Harbourview lineup. But yeah, as I mentioned, I don't think they'll be thinking about that. They just want to get their hands on silverware and move on from that.
Cavalier, of course, a really young team, but they are also confident on the ball and they like to keep possession as best as possible. Portmore United, of course, defensively stubborn, as Philip Williams is looking for his first hold on silverware. Said in his interview that's the 5th time that he has reached such a final when you combine schoolboy football and club level, and he's yet to lift the trophy. As they say, always the bridesmaid, never quite the bride. Or in this case, we should say the groom. But you get the point, Leger.
Well, he did get over one of his hoodoos in the semi-final, finally winning a penalty shootout, Philip Williams.
That he did. Little speed, of course. He's seen this all before. Has won the Premier League title, of course, with Cavalier a couple of seasons back. Against all the odds, really. A really young team. He was in goal a couple of seasons ago, the mainstay, Jadine White. But he knows the other side of it because he was coached by Philip Williams at St. Andrew Technical as Lamar Walker tries to take a shot and does right into the rib cage of Giovanni Leng. Marshall now. We know what kind of left foot he has and wonderful skill. The dink inside the box looking for Walsh. And at the back post, Emilio Rousseau couldn't quite get there. Irving was back there. And Walsh giving the thumbs up for the service.
And we're seeing already the danger that Alex Marshall poses, especially in those type of areas. They cannot give him space there. I think that would be one of the few occasions that he does have it. And it was a good cross. Walsh just couldn't get the right contact.
No, he couldn't. Here's a corner kick at the near post, and Marshall couldn't quite get the best connection on it. And it went flying wide.
Didn't have the best of games in the semi-final, second leg, Alex Marshall. So immediately looking to try and impose himself a bit more in this game.
Cavalier, of course, also pretty good at time management as well. Other people would say wasting time, but to each his own. Depending on the circumstances, I suppose. They have the ball now. Can't quite get out of their own half, but they'll try again. And now they do. And Morris switching the play. And Leng can't get there. Disappointed with the pass.
Ainsworth does go pretty high on that left wing, leaving a lot of space for Giovanni Leng to maraud into. Tried to do so then, but not enough.
Here they come again. Webster looking for, well, trying the lob really, but Benjamin Williams sporting a new hairstyle, or it's just a headband really. Keep it in check, I suppose, Benjamin Williams, but he has the right to do anything he wants after his heroics in the semi-final, making 3 saves in the penalty shootout.
Yeah, I reckon no one is more confident, comfortable on this football field than Benjamin Williams.
Ball over the top. Williams is off his line, and just to be the latest example of what you just said, confident in coming off his line and grabbing that one.
Yeah, no issues there. Maybe a slight injury picked up, but otherwise
he'll live.
We can't say that about both keepers on the field.
It's gone through to Alvinus Myers. Myers deciding to chip Jadine White. Ambitious to say the least.
Yeah, that might have been a cross that he just got wrong in the end. Alvinus Myers does have a good delivery. Couple of assists in the Lynk Cup so far this season to go along with his goal in the quarterfinals.
He's been pretty good this season, Alvinus Myers. Of course, he used to play for W Connection. Alvinus Myers in the TT Pro League during the 2019-2020 season. Of course, came across to Portmore United the following year, starting off with a trial and obviously impressed. He's still here and very much a part of the St. Lucia national squad. This is the ball almost played through, and I think he probably picked up a knot there. But here's Webster, twisting, turning, forced a little bit wide. 2 players to aim for inside the box. Webster decides to play it back out, and here's a shot that's coming in, and Williams had to punch it away. Webster gets it back. Oh, what a turn from Webster! Ball played inside, was looking for Anderson, and Portmore United, they get away with it. Cavalier, they've just slipped into a second gear here. Here's Marshall. Switching the play himself, but it's too far in front of Lamar Walker, and it's a goal kick to Cavalier.
Ronaldo Webster showing Lamar Walker and Alex Marshall, they are the only silky dribblers on this pitch. It was a good shot initially by Gadale Irving, but Cruyff turn never goes out of style. Ronaldo Webster there, good attempted cross as well, but just couldn't pick out a teammate. Could you believe that skill move was invented in the 1970s and defenders still don't have an answer?
Still relevant, still very much relevant. Here's Leng. Ainsworth. Oh, was he checked there? The referee says it's a free kick to Cavalier. Young felt that it had to be done, so he did it.
Stephen Young, a hero in his own right in the semi-final, scoring a 93rd minute equalizer to send the game to extra time. He'll have to do some defending now though.
Yep, his primary job, as the wall set up by Benjamin Williams. Ainsworth to swing this one in. Has had a wonderful season so far for Cavalier. The youngster, and the 17-year-old looking to be accurate with this one. Oh, it was a really good cross, you know, but Stephen Young was in the way, clearing that one from his own 6-yard area.
Nice to see he's not shirking his primary responsibilities. That was a teasing cross. Benjamin Williams rooted to his line, but Stephen Young was there.
Wonderful clearance. And so they'll try again. Adrian Reed on corner kick duties. They have flooded that 6-yard box, Cavalier. Let's see what they can make of this. Needed a better delivery and also a better execution from Ainsworth. Portmore United, they finally clear their lines only. As far as Webster, tries to lob it in a danger area, but Williams comes out. There's an outstretched leg from Ainsworth. That's a bit naughty, I think. But, well, the Portmore United players having a word with him. I suppose it can be argued that he had a right to get there. But was he ever really and truly going to get there? No. He did try to pull out, though.
Trying to make things as uncomfortable as possible for Benjamin Williams. Young Christopher Ainsworth.
Development and Construction Limited. 8764.
But he did experience some discomfort.
And Jasmine.
Gathering, building all the time. Marshall trying to win that header, and in the process hurting the Cavalier skipper, Ming.
We know that he won't pull out of any challenge against any player, Kyle Ming.
And apparently neither will Alex Marshall.
We know that too.
If you're just joining us, welcome. No goals yet, but I know.
Benjamin Williams requiring some attention as the youthful Cavalier bench looks on. I know that he probably does have a serious ailment, but I don't think he wants to start an injury off with Cavaliers custodian J. Dean White, because we know who's winning that one.
Well, it does depend on the scoreline, right? But Cavalier, they do well to manage this game. What must he be thinking? Approaching 12 minutes. Pretty even. Does he look a little bit nervous though?
I think it's impossible not to be nervous in a game like this. He mentioned before the game that he's been to this now his 5th final, yet to win one. So he's always going to be a bit nervous, one might say. But he'll be looking to not transmit it to a lot of these players. Shaquan Satchwell back amongst the substitutes for Portmore as well. But yeah, he'll be looking to not transmit it to them. Shaquan Satchwell was involved in the Lynk Cup Final, which his St. Andrew technical team lost on penalties. Star player, of course. Speaking of star players in their time, he certainly has had his moments in this very stadium, Alex Marshall.
Yeah, although he did lose in this stadium, that Lynk Cup Final against Jamaica College, as the shot coming in from distance, well wide of the mark. Yeah, did lose with St. George's College against JC, and this was days after they had beaten that same team at the National Stadium, where he was involved in about 3 of the goals. Was fouled a couple of times for a penalty and a free kick. He also was on the score sheet as well in that final at the National Stadium. It was a packed National Stadium for that Super Cup finale. Anderson looking for that flick to Webster. Rudolph Austin was in the way. Seagull Knight gets it off Anderson. Good work from the holding midfielder. Rousseau looking for options. Knight. Rudolph Austin.
Well, not his sharpest passer, Rudolph Austin. Something we haven't been used to this season, especially from that position. We'll be playing much more reserved than he usually does today, Austin, to give him some space against the pace of that Cavalier front three, especially Colin Anderson. His nickname is Tracksman for a reason. One of, if not the fastest players in the league, in this cup as well.
Reed to Leng. Back to his captain.
Not seeing an aggressive press by Portmore, and that's not something that they usually do along the Cavalier backline to have it.
Siobhan Walsh, though, hoping that he's not in a graveyard shift tonight. Oh, that's a challenge coming in on Chanel Thomas, a tough one. Young went down apparently with a hand to his mouth as well. But the free kick in favor of the Cavalier. Young should be fine as well.
Both coaches mulling over what could be all the possibilities in this game. 15 minutes in, no real clear-cut opportunities as of yet, but we've seen some flashes.
Is another flash coming. It's Leng on it. Good read there by Myers. Finding now Lamar Walker. Walker going through the middle. Still keeping possession. Joseph. Portmore United taking their time here as they now try to advance, but the ball given away. Colin Anderson, though, a little bit lackadaisical, and a late challenge coming in from Seagull Knight, who goes into the referee's book. Knight was a little bit slow.
Yeah, maybe lacking a bit of match sharpness. First game in around 3 to 4 weeks for Seagull Knight. His coach Philip Williams said that he had been training well, and he had preferred to give him the start as opposed to bringing him off of the bench. Such the importance to this team that Seagull Knight has. But yeah, he was late here, very late actually, to Colin Anderson.
Deserving of the yellow, yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Here's a kick inside, headed away by Rudolph Austin, and Rousseau helps it further along, but not too far along. Irving with a dink straight down the throat of Benjamin Williams, who's still struggling here, it seems. I think he's going to ask for more time. Yep, he's going to need more attention. And this isn't good news for Portmore United. Not at all.
Certainly not. Davey Payton, the backup for Portmore United, young goalkeeper.
Players surrounding their custodian, a little concerned with what's happening with him. They're hoping that it's really just a bruise. That's Romain Brackenridge in the stands looking on. His team just picking up 4th place as Payton continues his warm-up.
Maybe doing a little bit of a scouting job for this Cavalier team that he'll be facing on Monday, the Jamaica Premier League semi-finals.
Benjamin Williams, the former Clarendon College custodian, is ready to continue. Here's the dink looking for Walsh. Walsh helps it to Walker. And Rousseau trying to get by Irving. Joseph. Picked up by Knight. Knight over the top looking for Walsh. It was a vital touch from Leng. It was necessary. Wanted it to go for a throw, I think.
Yeah.
It's a corner kick.
Or maybe to give a better header to head the ball forward. He knows that the threat that Portmore pose from corner kick, from set piece opportunities is great, especially with this man over it.
Rousseau to deliver. It's a good delivery. It's headed away just. And Young in the Warriors again. So too Ming, as per usual, to be honest. And Young appears to be shaken up by that.
Yeah, but that was a real tantalizing delivery there by Emilio Rousseau. We know what he can do from set pieces. He did it in the last game. Keeper rooted. Yeah, really only made contact with the back of Kyle Ming's head. Stephen Young. But he's a tough customer. I reckon that he will continue in this game after this bit of treatment.
Captain and coach having words. Maybe something tactical, maybe some encouragement. Still doesn't look 100%, Benjamin Williams.
Yeah, but I know that he won't really want to come out of this game under any circumstances.
No, he's going to have to be dragged off the field.
Quite literally.
Yes. Webster couldn't quite get his run right.
After a couple of promising actions to start the game from both teams, yeah, the game really hasn't looked fluid whatsoever recently. Past 10-12 minutes or so especially. You would have Austin having to take the goal kicks now for Portmore. Calming with a big defensive header.
Well, here's Shanil Thomas. Haven't seen a lot from him so far, but he's striding forward and just lost possession in the end. Walker now has it for Portmore United. Breezes by 1. Joseph asking for it. And Walker trying to switch the play. And it's headed away by Leng. And again, it's a header that was necessary. Now it goes the other way. Webster trying some trickery. Rousseau now. Irving. Finding Colin Anderson. Left it alone. Thomas. Hand of apology to Irving, who had continued his run. Here's Rousseau now. Game feeling a little stretched. It's Walsh barreling his way through. It's Siobhan Walsh. What a block that is. Tremendous stuff from Kyle Ming. Myers inside the area. And Leng goes down. There was an appeal for a handled ball. The referee waves it away and it goes the other way. Anderson against Austin. Anderson wins. Austin though with a challenge. And that also was necessary from the big defender.
Colin Anderson with a smile on his face. He knows that that's a battle he'll want. But yeah, Siobhan Walsh barreling through. And it was Giovanni Leng.
It was Leng with the block. Magnificent.
He only needs a sight of goal. Siobhan Walsh. That shot definitely looked goal bound as well.
Oh, it was heading straight into the goal. It really was. Leng gets it back from Webster. Tried to pick out a teammate and couldn't. Now Walker keeps it in play. Does well. Leng tracking back and getting, well, not quite getting better of Walker, but has forced him wide. Myers swung it at the back post looking for Rousseau. I figured that the easier pass was to Alex Marshall.
Yeah, who was in acres of space in the box as well. Myers going for one of his deeper crosses. Maybe Cavalier feel a little better about that option as opposed to the pass to Alex Marshall.
Yeah, Alex Marshall with space in the box is always dangerous.
He barely gets space anywhere, so I know that he would have loved to have it.
Oh yeah, he would have. This is Young again.
A lot of space in the midfield. Cavaliers midfield sitting much deeper than they usually do.
Striding forward is Knight. Was he pushed from behind? He was. It's a free kick to Portmore United in a pretty dangerous position here.
Yeah, with a number of players on this Portmore United team that can strike through the ball with finesse or with power. This is a dangerous position. Speak about the likes of course, the former national captain Rudolph Austin, but Emilio Rousseau, Lamar Walker, Siegel Knight himself, but it does look like it might be Rousseau or Walker. We're standing over it right now.
Not quite central, is it?
Does favor the left footer a bit.
But Lamar Walker may just call dibs here. Let's see. Jaden White has constructed a four-man wall. He feels it's enough. Will it be Walker? Will it be Rousseau? It's Rousseau. The wall was enough.
I think a wall of toddlers could have been enough in that instance.
You're exaggerating, Leger.
They would have been in danger, but it would have been enough.
Yeah, and that would have been cruel as well for the toddlers. What can they do from this position? Joseph Young with the foul, free kick to Cavalier.
Yeah, went right over.
Shanil Thomas, yep.
Yeah. Well, I said they needed to start fast, Portmore United.
Thanks to our broadcast partners.
Haven't really seen that. Stephen Young, aggressive as per usual. That's his second foul
Sponsor, Lynk.
on Chanel Thomas, who seems to have picked up a bit of a knock in an uncomfortable area. Never a nice one.
Not sure how he got it though.
Maybe on the landing.
On the landing?
Maybe. But that's not an injury that people tend to fake, so I just have to assume. Crowd growing by the minute here at Sabina Park. Harbourview fans sticking around for this one.
And some Harbourview players as well. And why not? White, comfortable at the back. So too Ming, and now Leng, and trying to find Webster. Searching ball that was intercepted by Stephen Young. Cavalier, they continue here with Leng. Rudolph Austin was in the way. Joseph putting it into an area with hope rather than expectation.
I'm not sure if either coach will be too happy with the amount of space in the midfield. Each team just having their way, having a lot of time and space to pick any pass or do anything they want in the midfield, really. In this game, I'm not sure either team will be really pleased with that. I would expect the game to be played in a much more condensed area, especially in the second half.
Indeed. He's restless, isn't he?
When is he not? Or maybe he was just thirsty.
Still restless. That found its way through to Chanel Thomas. And Williams, pretty fortunate that he made his way through to him. Another good interception from Leng. He's had a fantastic game so far at the back. Marshall picks it up. And that wasn't a good one from Alex Marshall. And he's lost it there, and yeah, he did hold back Christopher Ainsworth, and it's a free kick to the Cavalier team. Portmore with a slight edge in possession at the moment, going at 52%.
Cavalier not a team that's used to dominating the ball all that much, especially this season. Like to play on the transition. I think that might be a reason why the line of Portmore is so deep, to stop them from doing that.
Well, they're trying to stop them now. Knight does well to shield the ball away from Colin Anderson. Williams with the slip, but the clearance, trying to find Walsh. Hasn't been too involved in the game so far, mainly due to a lack of service, to be honest.
A general lack of territory by Portmore United. Haven't really camped out for any period of time in the Cavalier defensive line, in their defensive third, so, and we're not seeing too much of a press from them either.
Yeah, Alex Marshall is the only one that we see eager to do the press, but if you don't have the support, it makes little sense.
Yeah, pretty pointless. Here he goes again, bundle of energy.
But it makes no sense if he's the only one doing it. Just going to exert energy, and the Cavalier players know it. Don't need to be a rocket scientist to thwart that. Reed. Ball played inside the area, and Myers is header away. Critical from the solution. The flag was up though for offside against Ainsworth. And more conversation, more instructions from the sidelines. Clearly offside. Was Ainsworth.
Good work by the linesman there.
Would even say easy work by the linesman there.
Well, my mother taught me to not call anything easy that I can't do. So I'm going to say it was good work.
Come to think of it, I hardly hear you use the word easy. Anyway, here's Colin Anderson. Challenge coming in from Gawain Austin. Intercepted by Knight. Knight trying to supply Marshall and does. Marshall trying to get by Murray, and Murray inflicting the foul there. And so a free kick for Portmore United.
Could this be a way in which Portmore gets something going? No, they'll take it short. Looking to build from deep.
Not afraid to do so. This is Emilio Rousseau. Well, that was Joseph rather. This is Walsh. Walsh again on the turn. Just lost it out at the vital time. And now they go the other way. Cavalier. Irving just knocks it out wide. Was hoping that Anderson would get there. But shepherded out by Gawain Austin. The Austins living pretty comfortably at the back. The uncle and nephew. The uncle, of course, being Rudolph. White had to head it away, but not convincingly. Walsh from distance! Fantastic from Siobhan Walsh! Oh, he had to use his wits there to get his 7th goal in the Lynk Cup. And the leading scorer in the competition strikes in the final. And would you believe it? Portmore United ahead over Cavalier, and what a goal that was!
Who else? Who else to score in the Lynk Cup but Siobhan Walsh? His 7th of the season, and it was that finish. It was his composure in that situation that has led to the Portmore bench, the Portmore fans, to lose theirs. And it has given Portmore United the all-important lead in this Lynk Cup final. He loves this competition, doesn't he?
He does. And Siobhan Walsh, in another life, could have been a police officer here in Jamaica. But right now he is Cavalier under arrest with that goal. It's a wonderful start for Portmore United in this Lynk Cup final.
I said that they needed to start fast, Portmore United. It wasn't necessarily a quick start, but they have the lead, so it's a start quicker than they're accustomed to. It's up to them now. Can they keep it? Who else to score, man? Who else to score?
Didn't make his name a lot at the schoolboy football level. Going to get back to that in just a little while, as Cavalier, they have a free kick themselves. They're hoping to respond quickly, and this is a dangerous looking one that's nodded behind for a goal kick. He's pretty relieved with the fact that his team has the lead, and he's seen this before, and he knows that his team can come from any situation. It was awkward for Jadine White. Obviously couldn't handle it. It was right on the edge of the box, but the header was far from convincing.
Yeah, lacked direction really. Just really headed for heading's sake, and you can't do that there, especially with the talent that Portmore United have in terms of striking the ball goalwards. Alex Marshall maybe tricking himself there.
Well, he still has it. And Walker wasn't quite alert to help him in that situation. So Gawain Austin has it. Walker, first time to Knight. And now it's lobbed again. Walker in the way. Walsh trying to turn and hit it in one motion. But Ming wasn't having it. Rousseau should win it. And he gets a throw for his team.
Walsh certainly having a lot of confidence at the current moment.
Can't blame him.
Who really could?
You know, I was making a point about Walsh that he actually started off at Eltham High, but he didn't actually play for Eltham. Did play 1 year at Cumberland High, but he actually made his name with Spanish Town Police in Division 1. Actually was a leading goal scorer at just 18 years old in the division, and he was well on his way to actually become a police officer. But then the breakthrough came for him to actually go to Jefferson College on scholarship, and that's what he did. As Tanya Lee, known as the marketing guru in the sporting world in Jamaica, very much one of the lead organizers for this competition, for Leap Marketing. Friend of the family here at SportsMax, will always be family. Tanya Lee Perkins. Good evening, Nicholas. I almost forgot. My apologies.
So we'll be having the halftime.
Yeah, but Siobhan Walsh, all I heard you describing from him is that only superstars come from Spanish Town.
Huh. Here's Walker. Walsh was fouled, was he? He's still on the turf. Got a clip there. Anyway, it goes the other way, and it's Anderson. Anderson finding Webster. Oh, that's good defending from Stephen Young. Didn't need to put in a challenge, but that was enough. And there is the aforementioned Mr. Perkins,
Within our halftime show,
the husband of Tanya Lee Perkins,
it's called Crossbar Challenge.
one of the best graphic designers in the country as well.
To participate.
And that's a plug that I hope he understands that would require a down payment. But yeah, talk about the power couple. Young went down easily there, and the referee saw it. It's a throw to Cavalier. Not a bad final so far. Hasn't quite been helter-skelter, but it has been interesting and tense. Anderson keeping it alive for Webster and trying the spectacular. Really ambitious there from outside the box. Walker. They'd love to get a second goal here, Portmore United. Just to be at ease a little. Marshall looking to provide that second goal. Was he pushed from behind? He tried to be clever. He really tried to be clever. But the free kick in favor of Portmore United.
I have a strong feeling that maybe Rousseau won't take this one. Yeah, Lamar Walker spotting this one. We have seen him score some lovely free kicks, especially in his schoolboy days. Lamar Walker, can he recreate it here? Already one fabulous goal to put Portmore up in this final. Will there be another?
Well, Rousseau is still present. He is thinking about it. It's a similar four-man wall set up by Jadine White, but it may be Walker's. It is Lamar Walker. Well, we have seen that trajectory before, usually when you're talking about a politician's salary.
No comment. Portmore with yet another foul.
Yeah, I think they're managing the closing stages of the first half pretty well.
But you are right, they would love a second goal in this final.
Just to ease the nerves a bit. Here's Myers. Ball played inside. That was a header that was so necessary because coming in again was Young. Now it's Walsh. Turns well. Shoots and it's blocked by Ming. And then the whistle goes. Offside.
That's the second very necessary block that Cavalier have had to make. Rousseau winning high, no. It was Joseph, but he was deemed to foul young Adrian Reid.
Obviously didn't agree with the call. Did Lester Joseph.
Not necessarily seeing a reason for Cavalier to be building up from so deep, especially when chasing the game. Portmore aren't pressing, so why not just get the defenders up on the halfway line, try and squeeze the play, try and play some more intricate passes instead of the slow prodding ones around the back.
Because they do have pacey defenders, right?
Yeah,
that can
exactly. That can recover.
Alex Marshall and Lamar Walker in particular. They are probably more weary of the strength of Siobhan Marsh. 4 minutes of stoppages to be played.
4 minutes of time added. That's 4 minutes of added time to the first half.
4 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half.
Here's Cavalier. One well by Lamar Walker. Walsh is making a run. Can he find him? He sends it out wide to Marshall. Marshall on it. Has Reid for company. Rousseau left it alone, but it was well read there, and it goes the other way. And Irving trying to send it out wide, and it does reach Ainsworth. Ainsworth swings this one inside. Clearance made by Rudolph Austin.
So if you're just joining us, the score.
Anywhere would do.
United 1, Cavalier in.
Hey, who are back here? One more.
Ainsworth. It's had a good game so far. I almost said he's having an honest game, but we'd have to retract that one. Here's the delivery from Ainsworth. Marshall is there doing some defensive work. Ming picks it up, and Marshall is there to bang it upfield. to the edge of the box. Lovely stuff. It's Chanel Thomas. It's blocked by Rudolph Austin. We've seen some wonderful blocks in this game that I'm sure would have prevented certain goals. Here's Ainsworth again. And the sliding challenge coming in came from Siegel Knight. Well, Cavalier will try again. They don't have a lot of time remaining. They give up the throw.
I think Portmore would love those long passes into their territory
all day
for the rest of the game, especially seeing how deep their defensive line is sitting, just welcoming that. They'll feel comfortable dealing with those balls, attempted balls into their territory. One St. Georgian getting the ball from another, but Lamar Walker couldn't bring that one under his spell.
Seconds remaining now in the first half, and this one is sent upfield, and Young in the way. Throw into Cavalier. Can they manufacture something here in the final few seconds? Oh, he has some space to work with, you know. Nicashe Murray, then Marshall did well to come across and thwart that pass. They continue. Ainsworth got by Myers, puts it across, and Austin again in the way, telling his team to focus.
This would be the worst possible time to concede.
Yep. We're gone past the allotted 4 minutes.
It's going to be Adrian Reed. It's going to be an in-swinger with his right foot. What can he deliver?
Final play in the first half. Cavalier looking for the equalizer. Reed delivers in a dangerous spot. Williams got a hand on it. And that's the end of the first half. 1 goal in it. And it's Siobhan Walsh scoring his 7th goal this season. And he's a difference maker so far. Again, concern for Benjamin Williams, but it's his opposite number under the spotlight. Wasn't the most convincing clearance from Jadine White that led to the goal from distance. And Siobhan Walsh was smart in his thinking and his finishing. He now needs to be smart in his thinking as he tries to manufacture a comeback here. And as Jadine White explains what happens, we head into the halftime break with Portmore in front. After 45 minutes, it's Portmore 1, Cavalier 0.
Cup Final. Portmore United versus Cavalier. And it's Portmore with the advantage after 45 minutes, 1-0 up over Cavalier. This game was a tentative one. It was a highly anticipated one. And it started pretty exciting actually. Alex Marshall dribbling at the Cavalier defense, but Siobhan Walsh couldn't get contact, the right contact. He would get some contact later on. Gadale Irving whipping one in. Ronaldo Webster with the Cruyff turn, looking to create. Stephen Young, right place, right time to intercept that one. Portmore looked to turn up the screw. Siobhan Walsh, their main danger man, but it was Giovanni Leng. What a block that was. The defender, right place, right time to make sure that his keeper, Jaden White, had nothing to do. And it was all the better that he made sure he had nothing to do, because when he did have something to do, he did this. Gift to Siobhan Walsh. That's a person you don't want to give a gift to, because he'll unwrap it quicker than anyone else, and that's exactly what he did. Siobhan Walsh, Portmore United, 1-0 up in the Lynk Cup Final. Jaden White, not his finest moment. Siobhan Walsh, it was one of his. They tried to get back into the game and it was a dangerous corner, the very last kick of the half. But in the end, that's all she wrote for the first half. First half statistics, not too much goal mouth action actually. Only 12 shots between both teams, 1 on target each. So they have been too accurate, but it was Portmore who used their accuracy to be in the lead in this one. 9 fouls between both teams, 1 yellow card in this game to the Portmore captain Siegel Knight. No red cards yet. 1 offside apiece, 5 corners. Cavalier have one more than Portmore. 1 save has had to be made by Benjamin Williams in the Portmore United goal, and Portmore have the better of the possession. They have the better of the game. They're 1-0 up over Cavalier in this Lynk Cup Final, and after 45 minutes, that's the score. We'll return after this short break for more action. Portmore United 1-0 up over Cavalier in this Lynk Cup Final on your home of champions. Chris Taylor and Dwight Jeremiah are still with us. Let's hear their tactical analysis and insight going into the second half.
Yeah, very interesting first half for both teams. Keenly contested. Portmore with the advantage, of course, and obviously for them, the plan is through the transition to get the ball up to Lamar Walker and Alex Marshall in the wide areas and to get it into that central point. Siobhan Walsh, as we have seen so far, 7 goals in the Lynk Cup and the 1 goal today in the final. Look at that lovely ball inside to Walsh. Didn't make the cleanest connection, but he's certainly a handful in the 18-yard area, Dwight.
Yeah, certainly, and he's the focal point. And every time he gets it, Portmore looks as if they are going to threaten goal and they're going to be dangerous. They have to find a way to keep him in it. They have done well in the first half to do that. Second half, they have to try and do the same.
Very strong on the ball. Then this the finish. Lovely instinctive finish. Jadine White out of the goal, came with his head, didn't get it far enough. And this was a quality finish from Siobhan Walsh. As we said, 3 braces so far in the competition. And then this one-timed effort into the back of the net, 1-0 Portmore. And that's been the key for them so far. As we said, Walker and Marshall getting the ball in those little pockets. Their skillful play, able to release Walsh, and with his pace and physical presence, it's a big deal for Portmore. What they have to be careful of course, is a transition play on the counter from Cavalier. Cavalier, they have the pace, especially in the wide areas, with the likes of Christopher Ainsworth, the teenager, and Ronaldo Webster in the other wide area as well, and they can attack with pace. They'll be looking to release your player Chanel Thomas in the middle. And in the first part of the first half, you see a shot being blocked from Thomas. It was working, but as Portmore grew into the game, they had more of the possession, and Cavalier were pushed back. But you know that Cavalier do have the quality, Dwight, from those wide areas, and especially with pace. They're the faster team.
And I think they started the game very well in those wide areas. What I think is happening with the wide areas, when they get into those areas, they will pull the central defenders out. We see Young coming out a couple of times and they get a 1v1 situation. Cavalier does not want that. They want more. What they need to create is overloads in those wide areas. And so for that particular play, they are going to have to get runners coming over to create numbers up on those wide plays so they can play the give and go, and then have more players arriving in the box. A couple of times it went wide, they didn't have the numbers in the box to aim at. I think that's something that they're going to have to do better in that second half. Get wide, pull the central defenders out, Young or Austin, then get the numbers up in those areas, but find numbers in that box so that they can aim at more targets in that box, and get Portmore to defend with their backs to goal, facing their goals rather. That's something they're gonna have to find a way to do in that second half. Portmore will sit deep, try to make everything happen before them. Cavalier must find a way to find runners to get in behind. They do that, and I say they have a good chance of getting back into this.
Yeah, and obviously Colin Anderson in that first half, not involved in the play enough. He's the one with the pace. And when you look at a 37-year-old Rudolph Austin, you would like him to get into a one-on-one from a Cavalier perspective. Anderson, to have him in a one-on-one situation. But the transition play has to be quicker. They have to use the pace, which is their asset.
I think they've been very tight to Anderson and just not getting into a foot race. The minute the ball comes into him, Austin has been tight. Or whoever they pass him off to has been very tight and close in terms of not getting in a foot race. They're trying to avoid that. If they continue to do that, then for sure they will keep him quiet. There you see, very tight to him.
Gawain Austin marking Anderson very closely, not giving him the space to run. But you do know, with the passing ability of this Cavalier team, even without some of their instrumental players, that they can't find a pass over the top which will free the players, and that is what they need to see. Right now at this point, it's reasonably comfortable for Rodolfo Austin and company.
Because everything is happening in front of them. As a defender, when everything happens in front of you, it's very easy. They have to get them turned around, and that's going to happen. Go into those wide areas, get overloads, get runners going in, and for sure I think that is how they get back into this game. And keep tight with Colin Anderson. I saw even Rudolph Austin get into a little foot race with him,
and put in the challenge.
Again, they don't want to have it extended over 10 yards. That's something that Colin Anderson will win every day. I felt Walsh wasn't smart with that one. I felt not Walsh, rather, should have pushed that one around the post, and he played it back into traffic. Also, Portmore, they do have a wounded keeper. Cavalier need to get him to move side to side. They need to test him a lot more because he's not as agile as he was starting the game with a little knock he picked up early in the game.
Yeah, a pretty good chess match going on between these two. Portmore with the advantage, but Cavalier are certainly still into it. We look forward to the second half. Back to you, Donald and Leger.
Yeah, expert analysis all across the board there by Chris Taylor and Dwight Jeremiah, and they are very right about a lot of their points. Cavalier have not been testing Portmore United and their defense, but Portmore United have looked very strong and have stayed really deep in this game so far.
Yeah, as we take a look at the semi-finals, which will get underway on SportsMax 2 on Monday. Harbour View against Cavalier meet up at 5 o'clock Jamaica time, 6 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean, and then right after that we'll see Mount Pleasant Football Academy going up against Arnett Gardens, and that's at 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 8:30 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean.
Yeah, but yeah, Portmore United, they'll be a team that I think they executed their game plan really well in that first half. I mentioned the amount of space in the midfield, but I think that's on purpose, especially for the case of Portmore. Their defensive line was almost set up across their 18-yard box for most of that first half, not allowing Colin Anderson, Ronaldo Webster, and Chanel Thomas to get the opportunity to run in behind them whatsoever. Just 1 and 2 times they got that space. Portmore, I think they really did excellently in that first half. They have the lead, they have something to defend. They have transitional players on the bench as well that can really stretch this game. The Shaquan Satchels of the world, maybe Akila Howard coming on at right wing back for Alvin Osmiles as well to offer more of a transitional threat. I think it's up to Cavalier to now move away from what they were trying to do, trying to be that transitional team that they usually are, and try and be more of a touch team in and around the box, try and create chances by moving the Portmore defense from side to side. And as Dwight Jeremiah said, test Benjamin Williams in that Portmore United goal. We're going to take yet another break, and we're going to come back with second half action in this game.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Sabina Park as we prepare for second half action in the Lynk Cup Final between Portmore United and the Cavalier. And Portmore United with the advantage by a goal to nil. Cavalier, they have returned to the field of play a little bit behind schedule. Not sure exactly what the situation is, but as soon as we get word, we will confirm with you as to what exactly is the situation at Sabina Park. But the second half was scheduled to get underway a couple minutes ago, but there has apparently been an issue. We're just hearing that the Cavalier team actually was robbed of their belongings from their dressing room. We just confirmed the unfortunate news. That's why you see the distress on their faces. The referees gave them a couple of minutes to just warm up, but you can tell Ronaldo Robinson and company, they are shaken up by what they have experienced, and this is incredibly unfortunate. It really is that at a showpiece finale like this, like the Lynk Cup, that something like this would happen to one team. There are the reasons why we are here. There are the reasons why we're putting on this show for them, and for a team to be hurt like that, and for them now to try and put it all behind them and try and play the second half of a final. The referee did say that he was going to give them a couple of minutes to warm up, but they haven't done so. They haven't started to do so, and really, Leger, I can't put into words as to what they must be feeling right now, because obviously whatever system that was to have been in place has failed them tonight.
Yeah, I think this is really nothing that we want to see in any instance, much less to mar what was promising to be, or was turning out to be, a really good final. But it's just negligence in the end, gross negligence by the whoever is putting on the event. Secure changing rooms at an international venue, mind you. This is an international cricket stadium, and for there to be in that international changing room and a robbery of that magnitude of an entire squad to take place, it is an understatement to say that it's extremely embarrassing, not only for the promoters of the event but also for Jamaican football generally.
And unfortunately, it's not the first time that we're seeing this.
And replacing him is number 18,
Not the first time we're seeing this at Sabina Park. It happened at the beginning of the schoolboy football season, just last year in September, where the St. George's College team, I believe, was robbed. It truly is unfortunate. And I don't know how Cavalier will get through the second half, to be fair. But the second half is on the way. And Cavalier, they trail by a goal to nil. We haven't really seen anything quite like this. But they're trying to get back into this match. Anderson unable to be on the receiving end of that pass. It really just has put a damper on proceedings. Walsh. There was a handle ball there from Leng. Free kick to Portmore United.
Yeah, I don't think any of these Cavalier players will be in a mindset, a frame of mind to play a game of football. They're getting on with it.
Walker. Marshall. Rousseau on it. McCleary did well. So too Reed. Here's Allen. McCleary trying to force that one through. Gets it back. Allen now. Good work in the end by Gawain Austin.
I wonder what this is going to do for the intensity of this Cavalier team, but they have started the second half well.
Murray. Oh, almost got through there to Dwayne Allen, who was making a run, but too much pace in the end, and it was a little bit away from him.
Those are the type of passes and runs that Cavalier will need to make if they want to get back into this game. One midfielder to another, third man run through the heart of that Portmore defense.
Anderson giving chase. Austin with a convincing header. Ming is back there. Again, Walsh alone doing the pressing on this occasion. Cavalier was able to beat that minor press, and here they come again. Rousseau was alert.
I think we're going to see a much more intense version of Cavalier in this second half.
Webster gets there. Walsh to Walker. Walker moving away from trouble, does well.
Good work there by Portmore. Patient in what they're trying to do, not looking rushed at any given moment.
Oh, they've given up possession, and Thomas feeds Allen. Allen trying to find Anderson, but Rudolph Austin really read that one well. And he goes long, was looking for Walker, headed away by Reed.
Well done by McCleary.
Yep, really well done. Reed finding Giovanni Leng, who had an outstanding first half in my opinion. Provided a couple of blocks. Reed. Adrian Reed again, looking for options, deciding to go long, found some space inside the area, trying to make his way through. Across to Webster. Webster takes it down well. Challenge coming in, and Portmore United with a clearance.
Not very good defending there from Portmore United. Deep defensive line, but still letting that one come through. Having Christopher Ainsworth have time to bring that one down in the box, that's a poor challenge.
Yeah, and the yellow card is going to be flashed in the director of Lester Joseph.
And now both of the central midfielders for Portmore United in the book. Lester Joseph and now his captain Siegel Knight.
That wasn't a good challenge at all. Borderline orange.
Yeah. And it's the youngster, Adrian Reed, over this set piece. He's known for his free kick taking ability.
Yep. He has no competition here. Adrian Reed. What can he do? The wall is being set up. Dwayne Allen has found himself as part of the wall. The Georgian youngster behind this one. It's Adrian Reed. Can he strike? He does, straight into the wall. Wasn't a lot in that, to be fair.
Yeah, not one of his best efforts, Adrian Reed.
Chanel Thomas has good strength to hold off the likes of Rudolph Austin, you know. Ball sent high inside the box, and Benjamin Williams collecting and not clearing properly. And this is cleared off the line by Gawain Austin, denying Ronaldo Webster. They worked so very close to the equalizer there, Cavalier. But Gawain Austin was in the way.
And how close was it to being almost a replica of the Portmore United goal? Benjamin Williams out of his net. Didn't claim well. It was a high ball into the box. Yeah, should have claimed that one a bit better, but was impeded by Emilio Rousseau. Yeah, Gawain Austin did really well there, backing up his goalkeeper, and did the defensive work.
Had to read the situation as well to find himself in that position. Marshall with a little space to work with. 2 to aim for. Found none of them. Disappointing cross.
Yeah, was looking back post maybe for Emilio Rousseau on that occasion. Maybe should have gone to the near post to his big striker, Siobhan Walsh.
Allen finding Thomas. And now Leng striding forward. Was trying to find Thomas, and Rudolph Austin again imposing, but he had to read the situation there. Walker breaking free from Webster, who still gives chase. Reed should shield, decides to pick it up, and still does well to shield it from Walker, who, according to the referee, committed a foul. And Cavalier, they move on, playing with a lot more purpose in this second half.
They have to.
Webster, lovely ball through the middle. Thomas on the turn, away from Young. Leng into the play. Leng back to Thomas. Webster was asking for it, receives it, manages to keep his balance, lines up a shot over the top.
Yeah, but we're seeing a lot more movement from the centre backs of Cavalier, especially Giovanni Leng. Portmore are sitting off Cavalier, giving them a lot of space to drive into. So those outside centre backs are moving forward into that space, really overloading the wing areas, especially on that left hand side. So that could be a route for Cavalier to get back into this game. Portmore holding on so far though. Still much to play, a lot of time to play in this final.
Young gets a throw for his team. It's eerily quiet here inside Savannah Park.
Yeah, maybe the news is filtering around. Or maybe we just need a bit of brilliance from one of the players on the field to wake the crowd up again.
I don't think they're sleeping though. I think it's just so tense. But the additional tension from the news that we received at halftime maybe is also part of the reason, as you mentioned. If you're just joining us, the Cavalier team was actually robbed at halftime. Everything gone from their dressing room. They tried to get the equalizer here. Rudolph Austin heads it away to Lamar Walker. Really shocking news. But Here's Reed again. This ball delivered inside, and that's headed wide of the mark. There was a deflection apparently, so it's a corner kick to Cavalier.
Benjamin Williams not happy with that decision, but yet again one of the outside centre backs going forward, creating that overload. That time Adrian Reed putting in a couple of crosses into the box. It's going to be Colin Ainsworth coming across to take this corner. Yet another in-swinger.
Ainsworth to deliver at the back post, headed away by Austin, who was fouled. Free kick to Portmore United.
Although I think the game plan was really smart in the first half. Portmore maybe tinkering on a bit of naivety in the second half so far, really inviting Cavalier to come on to them this much. Cavalier putting a lot of bodies forward. Portmore not counteracting that per se by pushing them back any amount.
Oh, lovely stuff from McCleary. Finding Ronaldo Webster. The challenge from Gawain Austin. I know he got the ball, but I think he got a piece of Webster as well, but he's fine. McCleary. Reed. Well, that was always going to be dangerous from Adrian Reed. Got away with one there. Portmore, they don't care to press Cavalier, but again Cavalier, they go long. Austin winning that header, and another infringement on the play, and the call in favor of Portmore United.
Yeah, I think Rudolph Austin along with Stephen Young and Gawain Austin are going to be extra busy for the last 32 minutes and change of this game. Cavalier favoring the long ball approach, cross approach, to try and wear down this team. Try and get that all-important equalizer.
Walker. Rousseau. McCleary lost it. Walker has it. McCleary wins it back. It's a real battle out in the middle, and McCleary has won that one. Good work from the youngster. He's in the starting lineup, or is in the lineup for Cavalier because of his, well, not only for his skill, but for his tenacity mainly. And he showed it on that occasion. Len, cool customer. Allen to Webster. McCleary, some space to work in. Decides to deliver early to Allen. Allen trying to get Anderson involved. And there was another infringement. And Portmore United, they get another free kick. Joseph threading that one through to Walker. Joseph again. Marshall with a little space on his left. Across to Walker. Back to Marshall. Inside the area, Alex Marshall just losing his footing, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, tried to tiptoe his way through that Cavalier block. And it was a stern block. Around 8 players in the way of Alex Marshall and that Portmore attack. So not shirking their defensive responsibilities either, Cavalier, trying to get back into this game.
McCleary. Looking for Anderson. Clearance made. Here's Reed once more. Reed's delivery looking for Anderson. Still winning it to Webster now. Webster Sending it to the back post, kept alive before it's cleared out by Portmore United. Comes as far as Leng, thinking of a shot, and drives that one, and Benjamin Williams had to scamper to his left to get the hand on it.
Well, our analyst Dwight Jeremiah said that they need to get him moving, Cavalier. He certainly moved then. Maybe saw that one a bit late, but had to make that reaction save. And eventually put that one out for a corner.
And Ainsworth to deliver this corner kick for Cavalier. Still seeking the equalizer. It's a lovely delivery. Rudolph Austin again in the way. And again it comes out to Lamar Walker. And Portmore United striding forward, trying to break through. Oh, lovely movement from Lamar Walker. He has Marshall for company. It comes through to Marshall. White off his line. And it's saved on the line. But Walker will put it away. And Portmore United get the pivotal second goal. They knocked over Cavalier on the break. And Portmore United playing according to plan, and it's Lamar Walker with the finish, having started the breakaway. And Cavalier, they have a mountain to climb now.
Lamar Walker, plan executed to perfection. They have been soaking up pressure this entire second half. And after the corner, it was a one-man breakaway. Lamar Walker, excellent work. Sitting down Dwayne Allen. Excellent pass through to Siobhan Walsh. He was well closed down by White. It was a goal-bound shot. But it was Lamar Walker who was most alive to that rebound. And he started it. And he might have ended not only this final, but Cavalier's chances of getting back into it as well. Lamar Walker, 2-0 up. It's Portmore 2-0 up over Cavalier in this Lynk Cup final.
They're very much on their way, Portmore United, to their fourth crown. Leng trying to go all the way through, couldn't do so. Portmore United, they have suffered at the hands of Cavalier this season. Every time they went on an unbeaten run, it was Cavalier who stopped them. They won a 9-game unbeaten run at the very start of the season in the Jamaica Premier League before it was broken by Cavalier. It was a 2-1 victory for Cavalier. And the second defeat to Cavalier came at the back end of a 10-game unbeaten run in all competitions. And that included 8 wins. 3 of those wins came in the Lynk Cup. 2-0 over Lime Hall Academy, 3-2 over Arnett Gardens at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, and 2-1 over Malines United. But now it appears to be revenge served cold in a showpiece final.
Portmore showing, and Philip Williams showing his coaching expertise in this final so far. 2 separate game plans in the first half and in the second half, both being executed to perfection so far by his players. And we're waiting on the superstar talent of Portmore United to show up. Well, they're showing up in this final.
Couple of outstanding youngsters looking on, right smack in the middle. That's DeJohn Whisper Richards, the latest Chelsea acquisition. We had such high hopes for Lots of youngsters at the schoolboy football level. Some of them on display now, years later. Walker, who scored the second goal. Marshall, who is pressing there as well. Two of the bigger names in recent times. But it is hoped that that young man we saw in the stands will go even further. There he is, more than a whisper, is Dejon Richards. Reed gets a return ball. That's a lovely ball inside. Again, Rudolph Austin is in the way. He seems to be everywhere inside that box. He's won almost every header I can remember inside the penalty area. And here is Walsh holding up play and does that really well too. He knows his team is in control. Walker now. This is Rousseau. He was thinking of driving that one with his left foot. Back to Walker. He's thinking of a shot, decides against it, lost possession, and it goes the other way. And there is the challenge coming in. Well timed too from Gawain Austin. Like uncle, like nephew, in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that back three of Portmore United have looked really solid in this game. Very few opportunities allowed for Cavalier.
Walker. Knight. Back to Walker. Knight just a little bit lackadaisical there with the play. And Cavalier looking to transition, and that's a yellow card for Gawain Austin. Easiest call all night.
Yeah, he's been really aggressive all game, Gawain Austin. The one time he didn't win that aggressive tackle, he said, "You're not passing me by any means necessary."
It was a human guillotine on that occasion. Joseph feeding Myers, who beats one. Knight to Walker. Walker trying to get by Webster. It's a fierce battle there. Walker did enough. And now it's Rousseau's turn. And he does well to go around McCleary and pulls it to the top of the box where Marshall is there. Marshall was crowded out. Back to Rousseau. The Georgians, or former Georgians, linking up. It's with Walker now. And that's gone into high heavens. Couldn't quite get over it. Lamar Walker looking for his second of the night.
Oh, he's really turning it on now, isn't he, Lamar Walker?
Webster gets a return from McCleary. Ronaldo Webster. Two players attacking the box, make that three. Webster still gets it, and swing and a miss on that occasion. Hopeful ball to Walsh. Leng does enough. Well done from the defender. Fair enough, I felt. Len takes the free kick quickly, and McCleary running to retrieve that one. Ball played inside, and there's a
substitution for Cavalier.
Rudolph Austin was upset with Emilio Rousseau, I think.
Webster, and replacing him is number 6.
Ronaldo Robinson comes on to replace Webster. Ronaldo Webster. So one Ronaldo for another. He knows a thing or two about scoring in a final, albeit at the schoolboy football level. Ricochet Murray is out, and this is very much an attacking change with Omario Henry replacing him. Austin deciding to utilize his speed. I'm not sure if that was the best choice, but he gets there somehow ahead of Henry and puts that one into touch. I'm not sure exactly what Henry was complaining about, but he's about 20 years older than Henry, Rudolph Austin.
I wish you were exaggerating.
I'm actually not. And got the better of him.
Yeah, that battle is similar to the age discrepancy in the commentary booth.
Chris Taylor is nowhere near here, but I get your point. Free kick for Portmore United. Yeah, there was a yellow card shown to Jerome McCleary. Cavalier, they need a goal soon, you'd think, or else their heads will drop. Lovely done. Nicely done too by Walker. He's really flowing in this game, Lamar Walker. Thought he was pretty much out of sorts in the second leg semi-final, but he's pretty close to his best tonight. Here he is again, finding Alex Marshall.
Yeah, Portmore in complete control of this final now. 2-0 up. Cruise control with the ball at feet as well. Speaking of which, Lamar Walker, what an impact he has had on this game in the second half. And I'm not only talking about him extending the lead of Portmore, but the class that he has shown on the ball as well.
Nicely done from Alex Marshall. Gets a return ball too. Keeps the defenders moving. It's a lovely ball through. It's Walsh. It's held by White.
Donald Oliver, what a goal that would have been. Toying with the Cavalier team for almost over 2 minutes. Oh, he's enjoying his football right now, Lamar Walker.
Rousseau. Allen comes away with it. Walsh applying the pressure and the foul. The resistance from Cavalier less intense now. Can they pick it up once more? Henry kept it in play, but only for Myers, who says thanks. And Knight and Walsh tried to be a little cheeky there, didn't quite work out. Here's Reed. And Walker. Slowing things down a little bit. Marshall collects that one deep. Tries to find Walsh. Walsh, his first touch wasn't the best. And Cavalier defense had time to recover. Ball swept out wide. And oh, that's a crunching challenge coming in on Robinson. And Robinson trying to hold off Rudolph Austin. And the foul was committed against the former Kingston College youngster.
Very brave from Gawain Austin there. Really, really brave challenge considering he's on a yellow card.
Also to number 19.
Rudolph Austin always by his side. This time impeding Ronaldo Robinson, who did well to get his body in between ball and man there. It's going to be Colin Ainsworth. Can he deliver something?
Well, it's high. And last touch of Anderson.
So the score reads Portmore United 2, Cavalier 0.
What else can Cavalier do?
Special thanks to our title.
They have about 12 or so minutes remaining. We'll be able to give them more encouragement. Or is that it for Cavalier? Walsh couldn't get that one over the top. Walker was running into the space inside the area. Cavalier now hustling. McCleary. Too much work for Robinson to do.
Yeah, Rudolph Austin, deeper starting position, dealing with anything coming in behind or over the Portmore defense really comfortably.
Joseph. Rousseau. Walker.
A little bit overcooked that one.
Burnt even.
And since we're on the topic of those type of jokes, you know, Lamar Walker's nickname is Mako.
Why? What does that mean?
Well, in this correlation, I'm going to say it's because it's close to the word maca in Jamaica, and I'm not sure our Caribbean viewers know what that means. It's another word for thorn. And he has been a thorn in the side of Cavalier this entire game. It's been a great performance.
Walsh.
So too as he, Siobhan Walsh.
Yep. Scored the first goal. Walsh, here is Rousseau. Lays it into Walker. Back to Walsh. Knight, I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking of there. neither Walsh.
I think he laid that one off with all the intention of getting it back. Siobhan Walsh.
Good challenge coming in, and Alex Marshall has it and loses it with a bit of a slip. And now here's Reed. And this one, well, Anderson was in an outside position anyway. Oh, look at that. Benjamin Williams, a comedian.
What that is distribution.
Yeah, it is. And it's Walker. It's Lamar Walker going into a next gear here. Then supplying Joseph back to Walker. They're taking their time about this Portmore United. They're managing the game well, managing the time well, and of course the possession. If they keep possession, they won't lose. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Portmore United will have to offer next season on the back of, well, they are close to a win here in the final of the Lynk Cup. But if they manage to retain all these players, he's destined to have a good time next season, Philip Williams.
Well, coming into the semi-final, I asked Philip Williams the first leg, I was wondering if Shaquan Satchel there, I'm sure he'll be very eager to get on the pitch. But I asked Philip Williams, I was wondering, did he think that he had an advantage coming into the semi-final, seeing that the other 3 teams would be taking place in the playoffs? Now, Cavalier, they don't take their first bow into the playoffs until Monday, of course. We don't know if that factored into the thinking of Rudolph Speedy. He said that it didn't, of course. But I don't think that there's a coincidence that the team that hasn't had other commitments is a team that's looking favorite to lift this Lynk Cup. Now that brings into question maybe other things, whether the tournament should have started a bit earlier.
So it's stretched out over a longer time.
Yeah, not maybe allowed for some of these teams to be playing the playoffs and this knockout competition at the same time. But nonetheless, it's still been a really good performance by Portmore United in this final. Philip Williams, there will be no one in this stadium more happy than him if Portmore hold on to take this trophy. His 5th final as a coach over the schoolboy level and now the senior men's level. And it will be his first win. If he holds on, of course. Still a lot of time for Cavalier to come back. But at this tempo of game, right now, Portmore are looking comfortable. And they have looked comfortable ever since they scored that second goal, ever since Lamar Walker scored that second goal. Another foul here.
Yeah, Cavalier, if they are to do something, they need to do it now.
Yeah, time is ticking. It will be Adrian Reed yet again. It's a flatter one.
Yeah, not the best delivery. Leng driving forward, takes a shot. And there was a deflection there, corner kick.
Benjamin Williams was rooted.
Yes, he was.
But the deflection was relatively friendly.
Came off Siegel Knight.
Well wide of the goal in the end, but
could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Robinson to send this one in. Ronaldo Robinson at the near post and diving header away. Again from Knight. Cavalier, they move quickly. Robinson chipped inside the area. Austin giving chase, making a nuisance of himself. Henry was trying to go wide, ran out of real estate. Never heard Sabina Park so quiet before.
For any sport.
Well, of course, when West Indies is playing, but outside of that, usually.
I think you're doing my Windies a bit of a disservice, Donald Oliver. I would love to argue against it, but I cannot, unfortunately.
Okay, so it's not a disservice, is it?
It's a disservice to my heart.
Ah, of course. We don't service hearts here.
There will be some cricket played here tomorrow, actually. The schoolboy T20 tournament. I'm not sure they'll be fond of what Portmore has been doing and Cavalier have been doing to the pitch in the middle of the ground, but it will have to be dealt with.
Ball played through all the way to Benjamin Williams, who holds on gratefully.
Good call, good claim.
Time is ticking slowly for him.
No substitutions from Portmore so far. He's been sticking to his guns in this game. Alex Marshall with a loose pass. Hasn't been his cleanest game, his most impactful game, but it hasn't had to be. His other former schoolboy superstar, Lamar Walker, has stepped up big, especially in the second half.
Man of the match?
Yeah, for sure. Crunch time in the second half. They came into the second half only leading by 1 goal. And when you speak about taking the game by the scruff of the neck, I don't think there's a greater example. I think all of the back three, especially Gawain Austin and Rudolph Austin, have been extremely impressive, as well as Gawain Austin is in some significant pain currently. Looks as if it's cramp, however.
Yeah, it seems as if it's cramp.
But yeah, I think, and Seagull Knight was really good in the first half for me, but Lamar Walker, my word, he has been fantastic in the second half.
That's everybody's reaction to cramp, I can tell you that. Throw in, and Rousseau touches it last. Oh, that was an interesting looking conversation. Robinson with the corner kick out straight towards goal. That was. Not sure who got the final touch. As we see the corner coming in. And yeah, last touch coming off Chanel Thomas there. Flashed wide.
You know, it actually looked like Gawain Austin might have gotten ahead to it at that near post.
Okila Howard is on the park, replacing Avilas Myers. And Akeem Mullings is coming on. And he replaces Emilio Rousseau.
2 new wingbacks on show here now.
Howard, deciding not to press forward, gets a return from Alex Marshall. We're anticipating 4 minutes of stoppages to be played.
The double substitution happened in the 88th minute of play. Fourth official, Christopher Mason, indicates 4 minutes of time added to the second half. That's 4 minutes of added time.
Walsh be assisted of by Ming.
This time, the score, Portmore United 2, Cavalier 0.
Shaquan Satchwell comes on to replace him. Well, not quite, but Walsh is definitely off. He's done for the night. Portmore, probably not. It's come across to Mullings, and Knight with the effort, charge down. And now the change can be confirmed. There's Satchwell.
Replacing him is number 18, Shaquan Satchwell. This is the 90+1.
Marshall. It's with Satchwell. Mullings. Back to Walker. Not quite reading the play there. Leng with the dink inside, looking for Colin Anderson. Williams collects.
Not much time left here.
We're into the final few minutes.
Well, Adrian Reed seems to be suffering from cramp as well.
Is making a substitution. Out is number 9, Chanel Tom.
And Orlando Russell comes on for Adrian Reed.
Correction, out is number 14, Adrian Reed. Replacing him is number 21, Orlando Russell. This is the 90+3 minutes of play.
Only a minute left to play in this one.
Yep. We figure that it's all over. Well, Portmore United, they have won this crown 3 times before, this knockout crown. And they're on the verge of getting another one, a 4th title. Cavalier playing to the very end, and you have to give them credit under the circumstances. Ball swung inside, headed away by Rudolph Austin. The referee glances at his watch. And here they come, numbers forward, Walker. And Leng was in the way. But that is it. The final whistle in the Lynk Cup Final. And in a football coaching career that has filled with almost, he finally crosses the line, Philip Williams. What a moment for him, and for Rudolph Austin, and for the entire Portmore United team. Lamar Walker sealing it in the second half. A man of the match performance from him. Alex Marshall, who's been here before, a former Cavalier player himself, can celebrate along with the leading scorer in the competition, who was on the score sheet tonight as well, Siobhan Walsh. A complete performance, even if darkness is hovering over Cavalier due to other activities off the field. That would have to be resolved in the future. But for tonight, Philip Williams and his charges will celebrate, and they will celebrate deep into this Friday night. And Cavalier will have to regroup and come again for their Premier League charge. Portmore United, though, Lynk Cup champions.
Better team in this final. They were the better team in the first and in the second half. A game plan really executed to perfection in this game. And let's see how they did it. In the first half, this one was heavily anticipated, this game. Alex Marshall starting off the action. Siobhan Walsh not getting the requisite contact with that header, but he would have other chances. Cavalier decided to get into the action. Ronaldo Webster, brilliant Cruyff turn, but the creation of the chance just wasn't accurate in the end. Well done eventually by Stephen Young. Siobhan Walsh will continue to make a nuisance of himself, but this time Giovanni Leng, what a block that was. And that's how the scores would stay level for now. Giovanni Leng, they left it for Jadine White, and this time Siobhan Walsh, it wasn't a warning shot, it was an extremely lethal one. Looped over the top, instinctive finish. Really good finish there by Siobhan Walsh. Lynk Cup top goal scorer, 7 goals in the competition. He definitely enjoyed that one. Cavalier came out in the second half and they tried to push on, and it was almost a inverse of roles, but this time it was going Austin on the line to stop this one. Cavalier tried to pile on pressure. Portmore were holding on. Giovanni Leng tried to do it on the other end this time. Benjamin Williams with a good save, but then the counter-attack of dreams from the top of his own box. Lamar Walker going on and on. He had a player in his way, Dwayne Allen. The player was no longer in his way. Excellent skill, excellent pass. Siobhan Walsh with what was a good finish. Kyle Ming stopped it. He couldn't stop that chance, couldn't stop that shot from Lamar Walker. Man of the match display. And he was the first of this to make it 2-0 for Portmore United. This one really sealed it for Portmore in the end. After that, it really was elementary for most of the game. Lamar Walker, he definitely enjoyed that one. Alex Marshall tried to get in on the action. It was an excellent pass through to Siobhan Walsh, but the shot just wasn't powerful enough. Cavalier tried to push on. They had their chances, mainly from set pieces. Well, yeah, that was all she wrote, and it was Portmore taking home the Lynk Cup 2-0 victors in this game. And the inaugural Lynk Cup has gone to Portmore, and they definitely enjoyed this one despite what may have happened in the halftime break for Cavalier. Let's see some stats. It was an even game in terms of shots, really. Cavalier with 1 more. Both our teams had 5 shots on target. 20 fouls between both teams. Only 4 yellow cards in the game, no reds, 1 offside apiece. 8 corners for Cavalier to Portmore's 2. 4 saves had to be made by Benjamin Williams in the Portmore net. But it was Portmore who took their chances to make it 2-0 in the end. They won this Lynk Cup. Portmore United 2, Cavalier 0. And let's go to the White Jeremiah. Here are the thoughts of the man of the match, Lamar Walker.
Lamar, how does it feel to be champion? Let me start there.
I mean, it's a tremendous feeling. To win a trophy tonight, it's a tremendous feeling.
I mean, yes, you're a man of the match, but certainly you would give credit to the work done behind you, none other than Rudolph Austin, the way he played tonight too.
I mean, it's a training thing. He always come out and give his all, no matter what. So we have to just follow him and give our all.
All right, the second goal. You're working towards that second goal, close to this touchline here. That move, talk me through that one.
I mean, everything is from training. I mean, it's all preparation. You know, you train, you come out, you exceed what you're training.
In terms of, we saw some very good link up with yourself and Marshall. I mean, it must be a joy to be playing with him again.
Yeah, it's a joy to play with Alex. He's a very good player. Great teammate, jovial one. He's a good player.
Congratulations. I won't hold you up with your celebration. Go ahead and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
For a great game tonight.
Thank you.
All the best. Yes. So there you have our man of the match. It was electric tonight. Lightning fast and trickery and on his signature move there in that, creating that second goal. Coach Speed, tough night tonight. You did say in your pre-game show it was a different contest tonight, though you beat them twice in the JPL. Tonight you expected a tough encounter. It was more than you could crack tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and the truth, they are much more experienced than my players, so on this occasion I think they are the upper hand. Against the run, I played for the first goal, but after that I thought they played well.
I thought you started very well, getting into those wide areas. I felt you just didn't get a lot of overloads at times in those wide areas, and it was sort of easy for them 1v1 a lot of times.
Oh, definitely. Is we try to change how we normally play a little to keep more possession, but after we consider that goal, you know, everything kind of go out the window. And I thought Portmore played exceptionally well, and they probably deserve to win the title.
I think it's one of those nights where, as a coach, there was just too much pieces of the puzzle that wasn't clicking tonight.
Oh, definitely. But we'll work on it, and we'll back on Monday.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Good luck then. Yeah, Coach Speed there, gracious loser. I won't say bridesmaids. Finally, the groom, the man who stands up there, finally getting over the line, Philip.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, you know. I mean, consistency is the key, and to win a title, you have to be in the final. So I mean, yeah, it could have been disheartening to have been to so many finals and not one, but you have to still keep on trying. And I'm happy for myself. I'm happy for the Portmore team and Portmore committee tonight.
I mean, Lamar Walker stood here as the man of the match, but for sure, for you as a coach, every piece of your puzzle tonight really worked for you. I
mean, this is one of the most complete games that we have played all season. I mean, and to play it in a final versus a very good team, and to display the type of football that you display, it says good for the development of the program and what we have been doing at Portmore.
Got to give you credit though. This Cavalier team is known to be very quick in transition. Tonight, you gave them a taste of their own medicine a few times.
Definitely. I mean, we know they played. We have played them twice in the regular season, and I mean, experience. We learned from our experience from those two games. We knew that today was a game of transition. Who did it the best? I mean, tonight we outplayed them at their own game.
Walsh, Marshall, Walker, these are persons who came into the team late on, pretty much in January. With them in your team, you figure more or less you can push for more titles next season.
Definitely. I mean, we know that we have a strong defensive unit. So what we're lacking in the first part of the season was our offensive strength. And with these players coming in, you saw an uptick in terms of our results in the win column. And so it's unfortunate that we drew one match too many, if you ask me. But definitely we'll be putting in a good pre-season, and hopefully we can have all of them with us for next season.
37-year-old at the back there, Austin. Talk to me about what it's like as a coach and having such a leader on the park.
I mean, it's priceless. You cannot put any amount of quantity to what he brings to the team. International experience, both on and off the pitch. He's a part of the coaching staff, so it helps. I learn a lot from him. And I mean, he being out there makes my job much easier. And in terms of how he's playing, you can't tell that he's 37.
Well, Philip, congratulations. A Trelawney man yourself, like myself here. I'm happy to see you get it over the line.
Yeah.
Go ahead and celebrate as much as you want.
Well, thanks much.
All right.
Yeah.
Cue the celebrations. And Portmore United, they will be a part of a party into the night. And we are waiting the presentation to be made to the winners, of course. And there is Lamar Walker, and it's in a position that he would have wanted to be in the most at the end of the night, celebrating with family.
Yeah, especially after that performance, he'll be one of the more pleased people in this stadium. Lamar Walker. Dean Andre Thomas celebrating with him there, Dumbo holding player, congratulating. I'm not sure he would be as happy as Lamar Walker is, but he does look that way at the very least, Dean Andre Thomas.
His team did win third place earlier today, getting by Harbour View in the third place playoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the aftermath of a football game, of course, the main event, the celebrations. They'll celebrate with family and friends. 2 goals in it. And the first one, Siobhan Walsh, capitalizing on a mistake there from Jadine White, headed it straight to him. And that was the opening goal in the first half. And Walsh getting his 7th goal this season.
Yeah, who else but Siobhan Walsh, but Lamar Walker really decided to show his class in the second. Siobhan Walsh could have had a second here. It was good defending in them by Kyle Ming. Lamar Walker right on hand to really tap home his first goal of the competition, but what a pivotal goal it was. And that really sealed it for Portmore United.
Yep, it did. What an impact he has made since he's arrived at Portmore United.
Yeah, bucket load of goals really, Siobhan Walsh. I think it's about to be time for players to get their medals, their recognition.
He didn't take the most decorated route, did Siobhan Walsh. But in the end, he's playing football and he's winning titles. And for aspiring footballers, that's enough.
Yeah, and he's playing a pivotal part in winning the title as well.
Yep, Golden Boot winner in this competition. And of course, Walker MVP of the final.
Seagull Knight there, the player that will be lifting the trophy. Portmore captain.
It has been a wonderful journey for them. Obviously, would be a little bit disappointed that they didn't make it to the playoffs of the Premier League, but with the fact that there was an additional trophy to play for this season, a knockout tournament being played in Jamaica for the first time in about 9 years, and Portmore United back to winning ways in that regard.
Congratulations to Portmore United, winners of the Lynk Cup 2020.
Presenting the medals to the winners. Owen Hill is the CEO of the PFJL. Also see Kemoy Burke there, brand and sponsorship manager at Lynk. So those two gentlemen presenting the medals to the Portmore United players, winners of the Lynk Cup.
So congratulations to Portmore United, 2023 champions of the Lynk Cup, your 5th title.
Fourth title coming up for Portmore United. One behind Harborview, was 5.
Their coaching staff remind me before the game that every single time that this knockout, All Island knockout competition is renamed, Portmore wins the inaugural one. And they've carried on this trend again.
It's almost time. It's almost trophy time. This is the moment that symbolizes the success. This is the moment that they were waiting for. Portmore United, champions of the 2023 Lynk Cup. The sights and the sounds that they will cherish for a long time. Quite a few of them know what it's like to win a championship, to win a trophy. To the different stages here in Jamaica, from schoolboy football up. But this is special for this group of players, for this bunch. Yes, disappointed they weren't able to make it through to the latter stages of the Premier League. But what a story for them, at any rate. It has been a privilege showing this Lynk Cup competition to you. Broadcasting the wins, the losses, the heartbreaks, and of course the celebration led by your champions, Portmore United, for a 4th time in this knockout competition. Remember these moments, boys. Remember it for a long time, and they will. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this from Sabina Park. And on behalf of producer Romorn Stewart and director Michael Edwards and my color commentator Leger Williams, earlier today we heard from Chris Taylor and Dwight Jeremiah. On behalf of the hard-working team here at the Home of Champions, I'm Donald Oliver saying goodbye from Sabina Park.